Hello, sir. This is Cadet Kryger with 1st Squad, 1st Platoon, Charter Company, with the Operations Order number 25-01, Operation Bobcat Lightning. The map displayed here is of Taitung, Taiwan, with a scale of 1 to 50,000. The time zone will be the local time in Taiwan. We're moving on to each team's task and purpose here. First team's task will be to attack and destroy the enemy mortar team on Objective Phantom, right here, with the purpose of denying enemy influence within the battalion BO. With the second team task being to interdict in the enemy reinforcements to support Objective Phantom, with the purpose of preventing enemy influence on battalion BO, again, with both teams' key weapon systems being the M249 and the M320. It's important to note that we also will have an attached gun team from Weapon Squad with the task of supporting by fire with the purpose of suppressing the enemy to allow the main element to attack Objective Phantom. The North Torbian 2nd Battalion, 179th Light Motorized Combined Arms Battalion, responsible for the southeastern coastal defenses, has committed one motorized infantry company to establish a complex battle position to block U.S. forces from progressing south along Highway 11 right here toward the Taitung Air Base, which cannot be seen in this map, south of our AO. The two remaining motorized infantry companies are conducting security operations to the west and the south as 3rd Battalion, 179th Light Motorized Combined Arms Battalion establishes fortifications on the eastern bank of the Bain River, which is right here. As Amarok and Berserker companies attack from the initial positions to seize Objective Bobcat, Charger Company continues to reconsolidate dispersed and attrited elements, while the Charger CO-CDR has intermittent radio contact with 2nd and 3rd platoons. 1st Platoon maintains the majority of combat power, only sustaining 1 KIA in Weapon Squad upon landing. And I'll orient you to our map here. We have our northing, easting, westing, southing. And with our map, we have blue as water, depicted as water, was also shown as our friendly elements. We also have our enemy elements in red, our restricted terrain in the green single hatch, severely restricted in our green double hatch, and our densely populated areas as black double hatched. Now, within our AOI, they're bound by 37 northing to 31 northing and 17 easting to 10 easting. Inside there is a platoon, one platoon Z-10K attack helicopter at the Taitung Air Base, not listed on the map, with the reaction time of 30 minutes. With the ID of U.S. Forces Battalion or hired enablers being their main trigger. They also have one battery PL-66 152mm howitzer, which has the capability of reaching anywhere within our AO, but that should not be a great issue for us, as their main trigger is the ID of U.S. Forces in elements greater than a squad, which also has a reaction time of 10 minutes. We have one PP-87, which has a reaction time of 5 minutes to the south of the AO here, and there are one motorized platoon here on Objective Phantom, with their main trigger being to protect Objective Phantom from advancing U.S. forces, i.e. us, with a reaction time of 40 minutes. Moving on to terrain here, we have the main Hind Coastal mountain range going along on the east side of our AO here, while the Bain River restricts us on the west side over here as our two main natural obstacles. Both limit enemy and friendly maneuver greatly, giving natural choke points such as the enemy area of approach right about here, and to the immediate west of the mountain here, or the bridge crossing the Bain River. Our main avenues of approach will be from our patrol base here in the north at AO Ronan, stretching south, straight, almost a straight shot straight to Objective Phantom down here in the south of our AO. I found this to be just the easiest, safest, most convenient, all around best route, while you can't really navigate through the severely restricted terrain of the mountain here because of extreme elevation changes. But here, when looking at the Banyan River, they also have the enemy's main avenue of approach and densely populated areas, which could negatively just impact our movement all around, and you don't want to get caught there. Moving on to our key terrain. Our first one here is just anywhere right here along the mountain, right above Objective Phantom. You can see it right here as well. It will really just give and whoever holds it the ability of the high ground and the line of sight to just the greater line of sight on high ground. Excuse me. Number two, we have the bridge right here as our sole route to cross the Banyan River as our second key terrain, piece of key terrain here. It serves as the only route to cross the Banyan River for both friendly and enemy forces. We're moving on to observation fields of fire. Elevation changes and dense vegetation will greatly affect both our observation fields of fire and moving on to cover and concealment. They'll greatly limit our lines of sight across the board, across the AO. So it'll be essential that our movement is precise. And on to weather. Illumination will be a great factor, with it reaching as low as 0.9%, and it just decreases as the mission goes on. We've limited night vision capabilities compared to the enemy, and again, this is where cover and concealment will be of the utmost importance to our own friendly forces. This could be seen as an advantage given our objective, our task and purpose to attack and destroy Objective Phantom while they defend. Moving on to wind. Wind effect should be marginal, close to none, reaching only 9 miles an hour in the southwest direction. There should not be a great effect aside from no ability for smokescreen and any effects like that. Moving on to precipitation. This will be greater effect with precipitation reaching 75%, with the lowest being 65. So up in the higher range there, we'll have to take note. Just it could limit our movement, our freedom of maneuver, slow our movement, and our friendly forces will have to plan accordingly with sustainment, close, etc. Cloud cover also of great importance, reaching pretty much 100% across the board for the entire operation. It inhibits our use of air support, but does the same on the enemy. Temperature and humidity, moving on. Temperature and humidity are both extremely high again, so that will be very important, which is another thing that could slow our movement, which will just lead to increased rests, more water breaks, etc. Enemy forces within AO Ronin consists of one motorized infantry platoon here, and 3 motorized infantry squads of 9 persons each, one reconnaissance squad of 9 persons, and 1 82mm mortar team of only 4 persons. Enemy motorized infantry squads each possess the standard North Torbian infantry squad equipment and weapons, and 1 CSK 141. Enemy reconnaissance squad is dismounted and equipped with QBZ-95, QJY 88, and the QBU 88s. Enemy mortar teams also equipped with a PP-87 82mm mortar. To attack to seize Objective Bobcat no later than 31/0500 August 24th, in order to enable the liberation of South Torbia. To conduct disjointed squad operations in depth with A.O. Ronan here, to conceal the current capability of Charger Company is our battalion intent. Disrupt the enemy commander's decision-making cycle and force him to divert combat power from the defensive objective Bobcat and Highway 11, which right here can be seen, and buy time for the remainder of the company to reconsolidate and follow on offensive operations. Our end state for the enemy being North Torbian forces in the zone disrupted without accurate knowledge of Charger Company element composition and disposition. Friendly end state being dispersed elements reconsolidated, postured for follow-on offensive operations. Our civilians, as always, being to minimize civilian casualties and limit damage to civilian infrastructure. And here you can see the concept sketch at the platoon level here, with A.O. Ronan being to the north part of our map here. Here we'll take our primary avenue of approach will be right along Axis Ultra here to fulfill the commander's intent and attack and destroy Objective Phantom no earlier than 0200 hours on 30th of August 24 and no later than 2200 on the very same day, 30th of August 2024. So this concludes my brief. Thank you for your attention.